would not have killed her children. The judge said he had no hesitation in concluding that Tanya Clarence's responsibility and culpability for her actions were low. He said nothing he could do could adequately reflect the worth of the lives of Olivia, Ben and Max, who were lovely children.
The Home Secretary Theresa May has announced plans for police misconduct hearings to be held in public. She also wants independent legal experts to chair the panels, which determine whether officers should face sanctions such as dismissal for allegations of wrongdoing. Under the proposals, which are to go out to consultation, there'd also be enhanced protection for police whistleblowers. An independent study says the current system of tuition fees, loans and repayments for England's universities is not sustainable. Student debts are automatically written off after 30 years, and the Higher Education Commission believes many won't be paid by that deadline. Here's our education correspondent, Alex Forsyth.
In 2012, tuition fees increased to up to £9,000 a year. The Higher Education Commission says it's concerned about the level of debt students will accrue under the new system and the number of graduates, including middle earners such as teachers or health professionals.
Turn right onto the A4260 at the end of the road and then immediately left.
Feel like they're paying more for higher education, the government will still write off large proportions of debt. The Commission says the unsustainable system leaves everyone feeling like they've got a bad deal. The Department for Business Innovation and Skills says it will look closely at the findings.
Turn right now and then immediately left.
3% last month, a slight increase from 1.2% in September. The rise has been caused by the cost of tuition fees, alcohol and tobacco, and newly released computer games. BBC News.
Turn left now.
All this week, Melvin Bragg and his guests are
Keep straight on this road for the next 9 miles.
Philosopher Barry Smith explains how our sense of beauty can be improved with a bit of time and effort.
In 1757, the Scottish philosopher David Hume published an essay called On the Standard of Taste. Hume retells a story that's in Cervantes' Don Quixote. The story is told by Sancho Panza, and it goes like this.
I have great judgment in wine.
This is Sancho Panza talking.
It's hereditary. Two of my ancestors were once called upon to give their judgment on a barrel of wine, which was supposed to be excellent, being old and of a good vintage. One of them tastes it, considers it, and after mature reflection pronounces, it is good wine, but I detect a little taste of leather. The other also tasted it and said, yes, it is good, but there is a strong hint of iron, definitely. You cannot imagine how much they were both ridiculed for their judgment. But who laughed at the end? On emptying the barrel, there was found at the bottom an old key with a leather thumb tied to it.
Why did Hume tell the story? Hume was trying to solve the problem of how we recognize beauty, and he uses wine and our appreciation of it as a metaphor. When we have responses to something that we find beautiful, we are not just saying, I like this, we're saying, there is something here. No, there was something that they were actually getting at, but notice, they were each getting at something rather different. The properties they were particularly attuned to were actually there in black and white.
David Hume was a Scottish philosopher of the 18th century, an empiricist, skeptic and possibly an atheist. He was hugely influential on subsequent thought, and his writing is both wide-ranging and extremely elegant. He argues that to take pleasure in beauty, we generally have to do some thinking, rather than just wallow in the sensation. In his essay on the standard of taste, Hume makes a comparison between developing our appreciation of beauty and the way we cultivate our taste for food and drink. I'm Monica Wilson. I am the wine steward at Exeter Construction. All in all, we've got our 8,000 bottles here in Tunisia.
We can get at this question of beauty via our experiences of beauty. They involve something like judgments of taste. We say something is to our taste, something pleases us. So Hume's idea was that taste is something we exercise from very early on when we are small infants, we're already exercising discrimination